Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Encrypted and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build the best pickaxe in Minecraft, literally the best one possible that you can even make in this game, and I'm going to teach you basically every detail on how you can do it and all of the different methods and how I did mine. And yeah, should be a pretty quick video. Hopefully it helps you guys out. If it does, be sure to leave a like. Also subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I upload new videos basically every day, if not every other day. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so first things first, what are the best pickaxes in the game? What are the best enchantments that you can get on any pickaxe in the game? And I actually have both of these. There's actually two, but they're basically the same. I'm going to explain. One of them is a little different and a little better in my opinion, and that is the first one I'm going to talk about, which is Fortune 3, it's Mending, Unbreaking 3, and Efficiency 5, all on one diamond pickaxe. That is literally the greatest pickaxe that you can make in the game, besides its other counterpart, which is actually the same exact pickaxe, except instead of Fortune, this one has Silk Touch on it. So those are the two best pickaxes in the game, as far as the game is right now in its updates. Those are the two best pickaxes you can get, and I currently own both of them, and I've made multiple duplicates of them before, not cheating. I've done them legit. I've went out and rebuilt them, and I'm going to teach you guys the strategies I use to do that in today's video so you can do it yourself. So the first thing you need to know is, how do you get these enchantments? Because some of them are a little more rare than others, some of them are higher leveled than others, and you know, it's a whole complicated process. So how do you make it simple? And I'm going to tell you that the best way for me to do this, and the way I've been able to do it quicker lately, is I've ended up getting villagers. Like, I've gotten, you know, librarian villagers that carry enchanted books and things like that. I've ended up getting a lot of them in my village, and I've just traded with them until they get the books I want. And I actually have a video on the channel that I show how you can get any enchantment in the game from a librarian, and it's on my channel. You guys can go check it out if you want. It's the most simple thing ever, and you can use this to your advantage and basically get any enchanted book that you ever wanted from them. They're always eventually going to have it, and that's what I ended up doing, or I would just trade with them until they have like a high level trade, and you know, it just so happens to be the book I wanted. And the books I ended up getting from them, actually, I ended up getting Unbreaking 2 books, I got an Efficiency 4 book villager, and I did get a Mending villager, which is really lucky. And those are the kind of villagers you want, not just for pickaxes, but for any kind of tool in the game. You know, you're always going to want more Mending for your armor and your, you know, swords. You're always going to want Unbreaking. So, you know, this is why I would recommend just going out and getting a bunch of villagers, librarian villagers, and trying to get them to spawn with the books you want, because you're always going to need them at some point. What if your item breaks? What if you fall into the void and lose it? What if you burn in lava? There's all kinds of unexpected things, so definitely consider going to a village and getting a librarian villager to have all kinds of books for you. Now, the other way I ended up doing this is, early in the game, obviously you're not going to have tons of materials to, you know, build anything cool, and you're not going to be able to build a giant village, especially when you're trying to put time into other things. The last thing you need to do is put, you know, all kinds of time into building a village. So what I ended up doing early in the game is I just fished. And again, I have another video on my channel if you guys want to check it out. I show what happens whenever you fish for like 8 hours straight, all the loot you get. And in that video, I ended up getting a ton of enchanted books, and I've done all kinds of fishing off camera as well. I've done hours and hours and hours worth of fishing, along with my friends as well. And we've ended up pulling hundreds of books, hundreds of enchanted books. They're all super powerful, super rare. I'm talking Frostwalkers, Mendings, Efficiency 4s, Blast Protection 4s. I mean, seriously, you name it. Every kind of enchantment in the game I've found multiple books of. And that is just from fishing, and fishing's pretty easy too. Again, I'm not going to go in depth with fishing because I have a whole video on that, but just know this: if you really do want enchanted books quickly and easily, and you don't feel like doing a lot of work for it, just fish. You're going to get tons of levels, you're going to find tons of food, and you'll find some other stuff too, and eventually you're going to get a few enchanted books from it. Why not take a stab at it? You know, spend a whole hour just fishing in the game. It's pretty easy. Now, for the next thing I ended up doing, this is kind of not really what I did. I mean, I did do this once, but it didn't help me too much in the end, but I might as well explain just for your knowledge in case you do come across this. Whenever you go into an end stronghold, which is the place where the end portal is, or let's say you go into some kind of dungeon or some kind of area with chests, or you're doing a raid and you kill a pillager and they drop an enchanted book. In all of these places, you can actually get enchanted books from there as well. And I've gotten 2 mending books from killing pillagers during raids, and one of them I even got on camera, which you guys can see in my raid video. I'm sorry, I'm plugging all these videos, but I just don't feel like going over the stuff I already went over. But yeah, I found mending books that way, and I've also found a mending book while I was in the library in the end Stronghold. Now, again, this is kind of, a useless tip for most people because, if your Stronghold doesn't have a library, or it doesn't have chests in it, or doesn't have the book in it, that's it. You're gonna have to go find a new one or just find a new method, but it's worth mentioning though. Now, speaking of the end, this leads me into the last tip. I believe this is the last tip. If not, I'll probably put this at the end anyway, but I think this is the last tip, and it is the one that by far helped me and my friends all get the best pickaxes, best swords, best everything in the game. And this is going to the end cities and looting the chest there and stealing all of the armor and the swords and pickaxes there, and then fusing them together using anvils. And yeah, that's how you create some of the best stuff in the game. That's actually how I did it. And what I mean is, like, if you go to an end city and you're looting the chest there, you're probably going to come across a lot of iron tools and diamond stuff and all that. And if you do come across some diamond tools that have enchantments on it that you want on your current diamond tool, what you can do is you can fuse your current diamond tool with that diamond tool that you found in that chest, and it's going to give, it's going to delete one of the tools, but it's going to give all of the enchantments onto one tool in the end. And you can continuously do this, I think 6 times in total on each weapon. I don't know if it's 6 actually. It might be less. It might be like 4 or 5. But trust me when I say you're not going to need all of the fuses, to make this happen. And here's the other thing. You can actually fuse books as well. I probably should have mentioned this when I was talking about the fishing thing. But basically, let's say your villager has an Unbreaking 2 book like mine did. You don't need to find an Unbreaking 3 book anymore, because what you can do is you can just buy 2 Unbreaking 2 books from that villager, take them to an anvil, fuse them together for 1 level, and boom, there you go. You got an Unbreaking 3 book now. And it is a little expensive because A, you have to use a whole level for it, and B, you have to use all kinds of emeralds and 2 books to buy the Unbreaking 2 books from the guy. But you know what? It's a simple method, and it saves you a lot of time from having to go and try and get an Unbreaking 3 book from them when you might not. And this goes for all books, by the way. This goes for every book that has levels to it. Let's say you find a villager that has a Fortune 2 trade. What you can do is you can just buy 2 Fortune 2 books from them, fuse them together with an anvil, boom, Fortune 3. Same thing goes for efficiency, same thing goes for Unbreaking, and pretty much every enchantment in the game that has levels to it. So, and the same thing goes for tools. Let's say you find a Fortune 2 Unbreaking 2 pickaxe in the end cities, and let's say your current pickaxe also has Fortune 2 and Unbreaking 2. If you fuse them together, you're going to get 1 pickaxe that has Unbreaking 3 and Fortune 3 on it now, which is basically what I did to get my, pickaxes and all my other loot as well. I just kind of fused it together with end city loot. But yeah, it's a pretty simple tutorial, guys. It really isn't too hard. If anything, it's a bit tedious, I'd say. You do have to fight the Ender Dragon, in my opinion, to make this work the best, because I would highly recommend going to the end cities and looting them. But you know what? If you don't want to fight the Ender Dragon, if you don't have him killed already, or you just can't, the villager system works just as well. And you know what? If you for some reason can't do the villager thing, honestly, and I'm not even kidding, I actually did build most of my best gear just from fishing early game. And that was because I was impatient and lazy. So if that is what you want to do, if you want to take the long route and the hardest strategy, you can just fish for all the stuff. Technically it's the easiest strategy because you don't really have to do anything, you just wait. But technically it's the hardest as well because it's going to take you weeks probably to get enough books and exactly what you want. But you know what? You take however method you want. It's all up to you guys. I do hope this video helped you out though. If it did, like I said before, please feel free to leave a like. Let me know you're digging the vids. It really helps out the channel as well. And also subscribe if you guys are new. I'm uploading basically every day now on Minecraft. I've been trying to do it for a few weeks straight now, and I think I've succeeded. And it's a lot of fun. It's hard work, but I think it's paying off. So hopefully you guys do enjoy though. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next tutorial, and peace!